your life is on the line and you know that you're on an oxygen tank and they're going to put two in your head, see what you do. Because the bottom line is that me, I'm one person. I can never miss.
Guy's not being loyal to you. How could you be loyal to him?
Yeah.
And whether you're your father or not. So, you know, but it's always been hard because it was my father.
The word came down, this guy had to go. You know? We didn't know nothing about him until the last minute. And I liked him. I liked Billy. He was a nice guy, but...
Welcome to the show. Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today we're going to talk about the drug trafficker who was thrown overboard alive. So before we get started, make sure you guys hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. I appreciate everyone that takes the time to watch my show. And if you don't like my show, too fucking bad. Start your own podcast. So, Mustang Mike, how are you, man? Thanks for joining me this morning. Tommy Stiggs Social Club. Thanks for joining me, man. Go subscribe to Tommy Stiggs Social Club. And we're going to get into this story right here. It's pretty brutal. So if you guys are squeamish or whatever the fuck they say, walk away now because this is crazy. So this guy goes by the name of Taliban. That's his drug trafficker name because he would deal with a lot of Middle Eastern people. And he would make deals with people from the Middle East. So his nickname was Taliban. So what? Bruno, how are you? Thanks for joining me this morning, Bruno. That's so. So this guy, he was a drug trafficker. He used to deal with a lot of people from the Middle East. So fugitive drug lord Taliban, who stole cartel's 450 pounds cocaine shipment, is tossed alive into the ocean with anchors tied around his waist. His name is Ronaldo. They threw him off the raft. So it says, this is the moment a fugitive Venezuelan drug trafficker known as Taliban is dumped overboard alive into the ocean with his hands zip tied and an anchor around his waist in revenge for stealing 450 pounds of cocaine cash from the cartel. Taliban, 68 years old. He's seen bound and gagged with blood stains on the back of his head. His killers struggle to heave him and the anchor over the side of the boat in the Caribbean Sea. The footage shared to social media shows Taliban staring at the person recording the video. He is then dumped overboard and left to drown. None of the kidnappers are identified, but one is heard in the background of the video saying, "Make sure none of our faces are seen." Of course they did that. Make sure none of our faces are seen. And another said, he has no way to save himself. Wow, man. Can you imagine being zip tied with an anchor around your waist? And you know it's sudden death. They're going to toss you over the boat. I mean, when you're involved with things like that, there's only a couple ways it can go, right? You're either going to end up in prison for the rest of your life, or you're going to end up tossed off the side of a boat, if not worse. I mean, this is pretty brutal, though. A lot of people would not do that to other people because they have, Nikki the Barber, what's up, man? Thanks for joining me. I'm having a great morning. Things are good. I got a lot of interviews I'm going to be dropping. I just did another interview with Big Ace. guys don't know who he is, right here.
I'm Big Ace, Chuck Wagner, and I'm chatting with Staxx.
So that one's coming up. I have one with Tim McBride. Man, that's brutal. The cartel's no joke. You got that right, man. Can you imagine being on the receiving end of that? Getting tossed overboard while you're alive? Crazy. So poorly thought out. So Taliban was the middleman in a Venezuelan clan, Del Cartel. Earlier had dumped a shipment of narcotics worth $10 million at sea and fabricated a fake Coast Guard pursuit to explain not bringing the drugs back to his bosses, and he kept the cash. So what he did is he went to go get these drugs for his bosses, right? He goes out to sea. He gets the drugs and he fakes that the Coast Guard is taking the drugs from him, and he throws them overboard. And then he goes back out to sea and retrieves the drugs, repackages them. So he went back out to the water to collect the cocaine, repackage it, and took it to another Caribbean island. But the scheme went awry when his henchmen snitched, leading to his watery demise on July 17th. He was invited to a cartel meeting where they ambushed him and grabbed him. They revealed Monday that a daily morning show in the Dominican Republic, he obtained fake national identification documents that allowed him to live under an assumed name, Miguel Folker, in the Dominican Republic, making it impossible for him to be detected by authorities. Taliban was reportedly dating a prominent lawyer caring for her daughter in the Dominican city of Bueno. He's a native of Venezuela and had 3 children from a prior relationship. Taliban allegedly controlled drug dealing in the Buenos neighborhood of Buenos Aires. There, he picked up the nickname Taliban for doing illicit dealings with Middle Eastern drug traffickers. 2 members of his organization were previously killed in a shootout with police in Buenos Aires. An investigation led cops to the home where a cache of weapons were revealed from a Bueno home. From a Bono home. The weapons reportedly belong to Taliban. He entered the country on February 14th, 2 days before leaving. Sources say that he was murdered and he'd been involved in stealing multi-million-dollar shipment. So they are no joke. I got a couple more pictures I can show you guys, but I don't want to push this too far. You know, YouTube has certain policies, and I don't want to break them. So if you guys can imagine what this video looks like, it's crazy. Go check it out. You can't really see too much in the video. They just like lift them onto the side and then push them right off. And then you see bubbles. And that's it. He's done. Muggsy Siegel, what's up, man? Bensonhurst OG, how are you? Thanks for joining me this morning. How you doing, Josh? So September 1st. Today is September 1st. There's a lot of good things going on this year, and I'm just getting started. So you guys are going to see a lot of new content coming out. I'm going to be dropping a lot of different shows. I have 3 more coming out with Seth Ferrante. I got Brooklyn Jim, how are you? I got another one coming out with Big Ace, Tim McBride, the marijuana smuggler, whole bunch of different things. And I'm going to be going over some court cases too later in the week, so you guys don't want to miss it. We're going to be covering some crazy things. So it says the network started off by smuggling alcohol into the United States during the Prohibition era. Once it came to an end, organization turned into an illicit activities like gambling, prostitution ring, and smuggling other goods. It wasn't until the 1980s that the Gulf Cartel got itself immersed into the drug trade, tapping into the marijuana and heroin market. Its leader, Juan Garcia, eventually entered an agreement in a once powerful Colombian Cali cartel to set up drug trafficking routes to the United States due to its proximity to the border. Proxy. I can't even say that fucking word. Proximity. Whatever, you guys know what I mean. But anyway, this dude, crazy, insane, and I'm sure there's going to be more retaliations to go along with this type of thing. This dude looks scared as hell in the video. He's staring at the cameraman the whole time, and then they lift him onto the side, toss him right off the edge. Good night. Don't get involved with the drug trade. It always ends bad. But if you guys like this type of content, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. There's an interview dropping with Ori Spado. There's more with Seth Ferrante, Big Ace, Tim McBride, whole bunch of different people. So hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And if you don't like my videos, just like I said before, my opinion's the only one that matters here. So hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell. And don't be a bitch.